الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وبارك على نبي ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك أنت عليم الحكيم. We have a short reminder before we have our iftar for our... What Ramadan is this one? This is the 16th Ramadan? 16th day? 16th day, mashallah. The spot on the Musa. So we're going to start with a very important hadith, a hadith that often we can benefit a lot from learning about Allah, who Allah is, from this very important hadith. And this hadith is a hadith called Hadith Qudsi. And the Hadith Qudsi, does anyone know what Hadith Qudsi is? Anyone know what Hadith Qudsi is? A Hadith Qudsi is a hadith where a companion narrates the hadith from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who narrates the information from Allah directly. So it says here, عن أبي ذر, who is a companion, عن أبي ذر رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, that the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, فيما روى عن الله تبارك وتعالى, from what he narrates from Allah تبارك وتعالى, where he says, يا عبادي. Allah begins off this statement by saying, يا عبادي, O my servants, O my slaves. And Allah calls us by that which benefits or suits our state, our condition. And our condition is of servitude. We serve Allah whether we like it or not. When we say something like Ya Ibadi, or when Allah calls us Ya Ibadi, Inni harramtu dhulma ala nafsi, verily I have made oppression forbidden upon myself. So therefore Allah is telling us and informing us that He is fully capable of oppressing us if He wishes to. Allah can do all things that He wants to do. Just like He created us and He sustains us, He can wipe us out in 1 second if He wishes to. There's nothing that Allah can, anything Allah can't do to His creation. He has full control of His creation. But He's told us that He has forbidden Himself from oppressing anybody. وَجَعَلْتُهُ بَيْنَكُمْ مُحَرَّمًا, and He has made oppression between us forbidden. So this is now telling us that Allah has not only said that He won't oppress any one of His creation, not in this life or in the next life, but Allah also tells us that He has forbidden us from doing likewise to each other. So it's not permissible for any one of us to backbite another person, to harm another person, to steal their wealth, take their life, abuse them, oppress them by any way you think that you can oppress another person. Allah has made it forbidden for us to oppress one another. And some may say some may ask the question, how do I know that someone is oppressing? What is the criterion for oppression? And that is where we have to learn about the Sharia, Allah's legislation, Allah's law, to understand what is oppression, what is the thing which takes another person's right. How can we do so? What does that mean? But وَجَعَلْتُهُ بَيْنَكُمْ مُحَرَّمًا, He's made this oppression, forbidden amongst each other. فَلَا تَظَالَمُوا, so don't oppress one another. Do not make up rules and regulations. Do not put people in situations whereby you take their rights without due right. So if someone has wealth and has money, then it is theirs. You can't take it from them. You have no right over it unless they give you permission, unless by legislated means for a transaction. It's not permissible for you to take someone's wealth without any due right. What could be a due right? So for example, a person might be of authority, like for example a headmaster in a school might have the due right to confiscate something from a student, for example. That's an authority that's given, but it's not a permanent one. No headmaster is given permission to permanently confiscate something, for example. Even the police, they can confiscate some of your items temporarily, but to do so permanently will be a form of oppression. Backbiting somebody, speaking about them without their permission, about something they don't want you to hear or speak about, that's a form of oppression that Allah's Messenger ﷺ has told us to stay away from. And even Allah in the Quran, when He said, لَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضَكُمْ بَعْضًا, don't backbite one another. So there are many different ways and forms by way we can oppress one another. And Allah starts off this hadith by addressing us with this very important condition, a very important clause, by saying, don't oppress one another. Ya ibadi. And Allah repeats that again, O my slaves, O my servants, repeating this state that we are in, that we're in a state of servitude, that we need to listen to the one who created us and obey his commands. Kullukum dhalun, all of you are misguided, all of you are astray. All of you, by default, by the fact that you are born on planet Earth, you are astray. And this is a very important statement, a very important position or information to know and understand. Every person who is born, they are born upon a fitrah, upon a natural disposition. However, we don't know really and truly about the word al-Islam. We don't have no idea about the statement, La ilaha illallah. We have to learn these things. So by the very default of being alive, we are already in a state of being misguided. We will go here and we will go there. Unless someone tells us, Ya akhi, oh my brother, don't do this, or don't do that, or do this and do that, we will have no knowledge of how to do it. Allah has ordained upon us to pray 5 times a day. How do you pray? We don't know. Unless someone tells us how to pray, we don't know how to pray. Allah ordained upon us to fast during the month of Ramadan. How do we fast? We don't know. We have no idea how to fast. So we have basically this statement is highlighting our natural state is a state of oppression. Dhalun. Illa man hadaytuhu. So Allah is saying to us that if everyone's natural disposition, everyone's natural state is oppression, therefore the only way we can ever be guided is by Allah's guidance. So Allah is saying to us that the only way whereby any one of us is actually guided to Islam and guided to the truth is by Allah's guidance, which always highlights to us the importance of giving thanks to Allah for what He has given us, and especially, most importantly, the gift of guidance. فَاسْتَهْدُونِي أَهْدِكُمْ. So seek forgiveness of me and I will forgive you. Seek forgiveness of me and I will forgive you. So this is now saying, Allah informing us of this very important state. The state is forgiveness. Oh, not again, it's guidance. So seek guidance of me. Let's have forgiveness in it. Seek guidance of me and I will guide you. So every one of us, if we want guidance, we have to ask for it. We have to want it. And we have to earn it. Even myself, before I became Muslim, that was actually one pinnacle point in my life where I actually asked specifically to God at the time, just using the word God, please guide me to that which is true and that which is straight, because I'm looking, I'm not sure where is true. Is it Christianity? Is it Judaism? Is it Islam? Is it something else? I don't know. So please guide me to that which is true. And I've heard many people who have come to Islam who have done the same thing. They've literally asked Allah for guidance. There's one brother I met in Medina, he's a doctor. He was a surgeon, not just a doctor, he was a surgeon. An atheist one at that. And he described himself as a raving atheist. He was quite harsh in his rejection. Until his son had cancer. And him being a surgeon, obviously he felt that he could do something, but the doctor said, no, you can't do anything because, number one, it's unethical for a parent to do any surgery on their child. But at the same time, this is a very difficult stage of cancer. It's not just like the beginning stage, it's quite progressed. And we don't know what's going to happen. So literally, he was stuck. He didn't know what to do. He spent his whole life healing people, but yet he's here right now, can't even heal his own son. So he went into, at the time in his hospital, the chapel, or the little place where people go to pray. And that's exactly what he did. He said, God, his words he said to me, he said, God, if you're even out there, please save my son, and I'll believe in you. That's what he said. This is not me telling the story of so-and-so, this is me directly from the person involved. And he said, that same day, when the doctors did a follow-up on the son, did this extra checkup, they couldn't explain where the tumor had gone, because it literally had gone. The tumor that they had the x-ray before, and they had the other test they did after, and for some reason it's no longer there. And that was the beginning of his journey, whereby eventually he became Muslim and he wrote many books about Islam. But the point here is he asked Allah for guidance and Allah guided him. Ya ibadi. And this statement again, oh my servants, oh my slaves, this is important because Allah is telling us, Allah is talking to all of us, not just the Muslims, all of us, every one of mankind who are the slaves of Allah. Kullukum ja'i'un. All of you are hungry. Every one of you are hungry. Meaning your sustenance, your means of provision, you don't have any of it. Example. You don't have any of it. By default, you have nothing in your hands. You don't own anything. إِلَّا مَنْ أَطْعَمْتُهُ. Except those whom I have fed. So Allah is telling us that if you do have any provision in this life, if you have any sustenance, any food, like we're going to have iftar today, if you have anything that is given to you to consume, to eat, it is only given to you by Allah. Because Allah has fed you. فَاسْتَطْعِمُونِي أُطْعِمْكُمْ. So seek provision of me and I will provide for you and I will feed you. This is something we should all be aware of. We go to work every day, we get our wages, we get our sustenance, we get our means of feeding our families. And we often sometimes get to see that this is because of our actions, what we have done. There are many people out there who go out to work every day and don't get anything for their efforts. Either they're trying to start up a business, trying to sell a product, whatever they're doing, and they work all day and don't get anything. It's that in those situations, those times, we realize that really sustenance comes from Allah. And there's some of us who don't do anything. We sit down there and think where we're going to get food from. And we have a knock on our door and food comes. Provision is something that's given to us by Allah, and only Allah is one who provides it. Kullukum aadin. All of you are naked. So previously it was mentioned about hungry, which is to do with our sustenance, what we ingest, that which we need for our body to function. Is that our bodily function depends on our food we eat, our sustenance we eat. This body can't function without this. And Allah just told us that He can give it to us. But how about our external needs? Not our internal one, but our external needs. And the first, most important form of the external needs is our clothing. Yes, we need a home. Yes, we need a house, a car. We need lots of things externally. But the primary need for our external needs is our clothing. And Allah tells us, all of you are naked, except those whom I have clothed, they are giving clothes to. فَاسْتَكْسُونِي أَكْسُكُمْ. So seek clothing of me, and I will clothe you. How do you seek clothing from Allah? How do you seek food from Allah? Primarily by asking Allah for what we need, our provision. But also by taking the means which Allah has legislated, the halal. Making and earning money via the halal. That's also a means of seeking this provision from Allah. Ya ibadi. Again, O my servants. إِنَّكُمْ تُخْطِئُونَ بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ. Very important. This is very important, especially during the month of Ramadan. All of you make mistakes, you err, you falter, day and night, all the time. You sin, you are sinful, every one of you. Not just you, me, every one of us, we sin. There is not a single person on planet Earth, no matter how righteous they may dress, no matter how righteous they may look, they sin. Every one of us sins. And Allah is telling us, you do so day and night. But at the same time, وَأَنَا أَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. But I forgive sins, all of them. Allah will forgive sins. Don't think that, so firstly, don't think that you've reached any special level whereby you don't sin. I guarantee you, the moment you think you are free from sin or free from certain sins, that's the moment shaitan's got you. That's the moment shaitan's deceived you. MashaAllah, I will never do that. Astaghfirullah. What you need to say to yourself, inshallah, Allah will guide me away from that action. I will never do that in action, inshallah ta'ala. I ask Allah to protect me from such actions. Never say, I will never do that. Because none of us have reached that level that we can say we will never do such a sin. And now that we have acknowledged that we also sin all the time, every day, Allah's telling us that He forgives all sins. So when we do sin, what should we do? Seek forgiveness. Ask Allah for forgiveness. Whereby Allah says, فَاسْتَغْفِرُونِي أَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ. So seek forgiveness of me, and I'll forgive you. Ya ibadi. Again, O my servants. Now this next part is talking about our worth in this creation. What is our real, true value in this creation? إِنَّكُمْ لَن تَبْلُغُوا ضَرِّي فَتَضُرُّونِي. You will never ever reach a stage or attain any level whereby you can ever harm me. Allah's telling us there's nothing we can do to harm Allah. We can harm our parents. We can harm even the police. We can even harm our leaders. But we can never do anything to harm Allah. وَلَن تَبْلُغُوا نَفْعِي فَتَنْفَعُونِي. And you will never ever attain any particular level whereby what you do actually benefits Allah. Allah doesn't need us, nor can we ever harm Allah. We are nothing really. Ya ibadi, O my servants, لو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم. If all of you, from the first of you, which is Adam, to the last of mankind, from the human beings and from jinn, كانوا على أتقى قلب رجل واحد منكم. If you all were on the most pious of hearts you could ever possibly have, every one of you, ما زاد ذلك في ملك شيئا. And I will not increase Allah in His dominion in anything. We are nothing. Any one of us who studied astronomy, studied this dunya that Allah has given us, we realize that we are nothing, really. We are actually less than a speck of a grain of sand on the beach. Nothing. We are literally nothing. Ya ibadi, O my servants, لو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم. If the first of you and the last of you, the human of you and the jinn of you, كانوا على أفجر قلب رجل واحد منكم, were on the worst of any heart you can ever have. Imagine we had the heart of Iblis, every one of us, the heart of Iblis. ما نقص ذلك في ملك شيئا. I will not decrease Allah in anything in His dominion at all, nothing. He won't do anything at all. Ya ibadi, O my servants, again talking to us, Allah's talking to every one of us. لو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم. If the first of you and the last of you, the human of you and the jinn of you, كان أقاموا في صعيد واحد, you all stood together on one single plane. And they recently just did a calculation. If we gathered together all of the 7 point whatever billion human beings on planet Earth, it won't even make a pile of humans above the Grand Canyon. It's like we're nothing really in terms of number of people who are alive today. And if you was to include all of us, those who have been born from before and died, and those who are yet to be born, and also the jinn, if all were to come together and ask Allah for something, and if Allah were to give us what we wanted, what we asked for, give us what we had asked for, ما نقص ذلك من إلا كما ينقص المخيط إذا أدخل البحر. That won't decrease Allah what He has, just like an ocean is not decreased when a pin is dropped, when a pin is dipped into the ocean and is removed. And here is the conclusion. Ya ibadi, innama hi a'malukum. O my servants, it is only your deeds. The culmination of all our lives, from the moment we've been born until the moment we die, is only our deeds. What have we put forward for our record? That's all we are. We are a collection of our deeds. أحصيها لكم ويوفيكم إياها. Allah will gather together, enumerate all those deeds, and reward you for that, whether it's good or bad. فمن وجد خيرا فليحمد الله. So if any one of you, listen carefully, if any one of you finds good on the day of judgment, then praise Allah, because it's only by Allah's mercy we attain Jannah. Remember, no one person at all will ever attain paradise because they earned it. You only attain paradise because Allah blessed you with it, had mercy on you. وَمَنْ وَجَدَ غَيْرَ ذَلِكَ فَلَا يَلُومَنَّ إِلَى نَفْسَهُ. And whoever finds other than good, then don't blame anyone but yourself. Don't blame anyone for your wrongdoings except yourself. It's only what you yourself have done, what your hands have achieved, that you will see that has led to what you will receive in the hereafter. Inshallah, we conclude this short reminder, and hopefully, inshallah, when we break our fast inshallah, today we'll make dua for those around us, for our families, for our relatives, for the Muslimin, and for the guidance of the non-Muslims. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.